Hey everybody, Forex market situation update. Good to be back. Today is Wednesday, guys. We want to talk about the dollar Japanese yen. It's been very active on this front. We got two targets already nailed. We got the first target, 110.41. That was the primary target. We got that one knocked off a couple of days ago. Then we reactivated the position because we felt that we were able to chase 40 pip straight to 110.65, and that one too was knocked off today. Like literally a couple of hours ago, price action reached that level. Last time we've been here, just a couple of days ago, I explained why 110.65 is the next target, is the last line of resistance, and it is where we're gonna be out completely, terminating this bullish campaign. This is not only the previous high, right? The previous highs right there, 110.65, but this is also a Fibonacci projection, 123.6% of the opposite previous move. Let me show you again, just a bit of a refreshment from the top right there to the bottom. That's the level. That's why it's here, and that's and you can see price action is actually having a really nice reaction to that 110.65, right? Now, last time I've been here, guys, I also described the conditions for us to flip over. So we actually believe that the dollar Jap is on a downside move. From on the medium to long term cycle, we think it's a bearish cycle that the dollar Japanese yen is trading right now. And we did also believe that the short-term cycle was bullish, and that's why we were having this, these bullish campaigns all the way to 110.65, because we were focusing on the short-term cycle. But now there's a very good chance that the short-term cycle will align itself with the medium-term cycle, and that of course will spell a downside reversal. Let me show you the big picture, just to make it a little bit easier. So we got the big picture monthly chart, right? Monthly chart, we saw price action breaking below 110.14 last month, closing the monthly bar below that level. That's a strong sign that price will end up at the lower section here. 108.28 is the representative of that lower section. Now we see price action crossing over 110.14, but we have to remember the month is still relatively in early stages. We're still in early stages of the month, right? We still got more than about 3 weeks to go to the end of the month. So I think price action will start to recede, and before the end of the month it will close below 110.14, and then it will actually turn back down and start to to drop all the way to 108.28 and beyond, right? So that's from the big picture, as they say. Now again, back to the daily chart, back to the short term, the short term perspective. The question is, when do we actually take action? When do we actually pull the trigger and initiate a short position on the dollar Jap, right? So here it is, here it comes. In case, if price, right, like we're gonna watch today very closely. If today it's already challenging that level, 110.65, and we can already see that it's pulling back down a little bit. So there is a battle that's going on between price action and that level right now as we speak. Let's imagine price action is not going to be successful crossing over. It's actually going to fail, right? It's going to close the day below that level. That, and I'm talking about today, that will give us enough confidence to come back tomorrow fresh and pull the trigger. All right, that's one. Second scenario, price action does make it and cross over 110.65. In that case, we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait a few days. I'm not sure how many days, but price action is probably gonna do something like this. And then once it starts to cross below 110.65, that is our cue to jump in. All right. So yeah, these are pretty much the two scenarios that will lead us to initiate a bearish campaign on the dollar Japanese yen. Obviously, once we do that, we're going to be aiming at 109.77 as the first target, and later on 108.28, as I've mentioned. So we're going to be using 2 targets here on the way down. All right. So yeah, a lot to look forward here with the dollar JPY after a successful 2 bullish campaigns back to back. We're now taking the back seat, standing on the sideline, waiting for the right moment to strike. But as you already know, we're looking for a flip over in this case. That's about that for the dollar JPY, guys. We're going to be back with the next one, talking about the dollar versus the Canadian. So stay tuned.